Hey, folks, what a week for Montreal. They went 2-1, but what a week, especially for line one, for Cole Caufield, they sort of looked like they took a step back, but then they took another step forward. So all good. We're going to talk about that. We'll review last week's games, our 3 stars of the week. We'll take a look at our predictions for next week's games. But most important, we're going to talk about Cole Caufield, Mr. Saturday Night. And what a night last night. If you didn't see the game, man, you missed a banger of a game for line one especially. I mean, the whole team was good, but for line one especially. We'll take a little look at the goalies, the 2 rookies going forward, and then a little bit of a look at the Atlantic Division race, which is like really freaking tight. I could say something that would probably be very inappropriate as a joke, and I'm not going to say it, but you can all imagine. But I mean, it's about as tight as it can get. Going forward, their Habs are still in danger of missing the playoffs. As much as I hate saying that, but they are, because it's just
it's just how tight it is, right?
The standings are so close. You know, it's not like there's points, because it's hard to make up points this time of year. But these kind of points, they can be made up. So yeah. So what do you think, Matt? What do you think about what do you think about the week ahead?
I mean, well, first and foremost, I mean, just what a week in general for Cole Caufield. You know, as we all know, and everyone watching, I had the great honor of being in Montreal for the game against Boston, and what a game that was! Where he hit his 40th goal to win the damn thing, which was just, I mean, just spectacular.
Justice, sort of.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it really was, right? And
yeah,
just, man, I mean, I can only imagine how much higher the atmosphere was last night. I mean, it was fantastic Tuesday night. Don't get me. I mean, it was awesome. It was the balls.
Oh, the house came down
last night. I was probably 10 times even louder.
I think it was a little louder. Like the house came down last night, like almost literally, right? So yeah, crazy game. All right, so we're gonna talk about that because well, I mean, if you're watching, you see the title. This is gonna be basically all Cole, or at least like 75 to 90% Cole Caufield tonight, Mr. Saturday Night. We're going to celebrate that. But we are going to look at the games last week, and he's all over that. So, you know, we're still going to continue. Okay, you were there at the Boston game. It was a 3-2 win in overtime. I'll just review that, and then you're going to tell us what it was like and what you thought of the Bells, your whole experience.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, a 3-2 win in overtime. This game also very close. You knew it was going to be that way. It could have gone either way, and everyone was expecting Cole Caufield's 40th goal because he was sitting at 39. First period, 1-1, no Cole goal. Second period, 2-2, no Cole goal. Third period, no goals. Goes to overtime. Getting through overtime. No goal. No Cole goal. 15 goddamn seconds left, or right in around there. Wow, what a finish. And Cole gets his 40th, and the house comes down. Like almost literally.
Oh, my God. Well, like you said in the chat, right? In the stream. Like I said, I commented on it. I'm like, yeah, you damn right I went crazy when he scored that goal.
Yeah, I mean, me too. You can't, how could you not, you know? So he's our first 40-goal scorer since Vinny Danfus in 93-94. And with the hat trick last night, gets him to 43. And I'm telling you, needing 7 goals and having 13 games to go, it's not easy, but man, that's doable for Cole Caufield the way he's scoring right now. That's doable. And he looks like he's a man on a mission to do that. And I'm going to say right here, I think Cole Caufield's going to get 50, maybe up to 52 goals. That's my prediction.
Oh, certainly very possible, man. I mean, and it's not even just like he looks like a man. It's how easy he makes goal scoring look. And we'll talk about the Islanders game last night in a little bit. I'll talk about my experience in Montreal right now, and man, what an experience it was. I think in general, any hockey fan, if you're able to, you got to get to the Bell Center for a Habs home game. There's no other home arena like it.
Oh God,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, just the noise level, the ovations. I mean, it was Brendan Gallagher's 900th game as well. Kudos to Gally. Um, the ovation he got, during the game, the whole arena chanting his name. I mean, they could have broken the sound barrier like a dozen times.
I wonder what the decibels are there when that happens. I
And
wonder. It's high.
yeah, I mean, especially kind of up where I was up, kind of in that upper bowl. But
Up in the
just what a
nosebleeds.
hockey game in general too. Like that was a hockey game that if you're just a hockey fan, you want to throw something on, you throw that game on the TV and you'll be very entertained. I mean, it's just a hell of a game. And yeah, poetic justice, Caufield scoring the 40th goal to win it. It's funny because going into the game, I figured he was gonna get it because he's usually good for a goal or two against Boston. Like they're one of the teams like he really loves to score against.
Yeah.
And you're right. The game goes on. It's 1-1 after 1, 2-2 after 2. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, where's his goal coming from?
And it's
and they go to overtime. Night. I'm like, oh, crap.
No, it's not a Saturday night. Sorry.
And, obviously chances back and forth. Zaka had his breakaway, and I was shitting a brick up in the seat going, please don't end it there. And from my point of view, it looked like he missed the net. I think Dobish actually got a piece of it.
No, it hit the crossbar.
Was it off the bar?
Yeah, I saw
watching the replay. It was hard to tell.
I saw a replay from behind, like it didn't close. It hit the crossbar, and I think Dobish got a piece of it, a little bit, to make it hit the crossbar.
That's what I was. Yeah, looking at the replay, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Obviously Lane Hudson too had a huge defensive play to break up a 2-on-1.
Oh my God!
In that overtime,
I mean, you couldn't. That was perfect
timing.
Yeah, what a perfect defensive play. Anybody who says he can't play defense, yeah, right.
Yeah, he's like a plus, like almost 30 now in the season. So, I mean, I guess he could play defense.
I guess.
But, and then, the setup, too, at the end of overtime. I mean, hell of a pass from Suzuki. I mean, just perfect speed on it. And, the easiest goal Caufield's ever going to score in his career. He just had to stand there with a stick on the ice, but tapped it in and, got like a 5-minute ovation afterwards. I mean, it was loud. The chants were, it was just awesome. And even after the game, going back to the hotel, I mean, people were just, partying, celebrating in the street, chanting "Go Habs, go!" The Ole Oles. Like, it was awesome. I mean, you really felt like you were at the epicenter of the game of hockey there. And I can't wait to go back. I mean, I'm definitely going back for sure. I don't know how many times, but absolutely for sure.
Yeah, it's a hell of an atmosphere. It's not just like loud, but I mean, they know what they're looking at.
Absolutely.
It's at the right time. It's knowledgeable fans, and if you're there and the other team like sets a milestone or there's a player, they will celebrate him as well or the team as well. They recognize those kind of things, except if it's the Leafs. And they celebrate that along with the other teams. So that's another thing that's really great about Montreal for that.
Absolutely, 100%. Like I said, like it was funny when they gave Gally his his flowers for 900 games. He was getting ready to take the face off, and everyone was cheering for him and giving him an ovation. It was like, yeah, Gally's down to business, but deep down like how. How much he really appreciated that, and again, Cole at the end, watch him, being interviewed, you could tell how much, he really appreciated it too. And, tapping a logo on his chest. So, yeah, I mean, overall, man, what an experience. Absolutely getting back up there. Who knows how many times for games, but man, just absolutely insane experience for any, like I said, any hockey fan, for Habs fan, especially. But what a game. And Chris is a Bruins fan, so he didn't have, the best night, but he really enjoyed the atmosphere too. So very, very, very happy. Great trip. And I got to hang out with some guy I know up there too. That was fun.
I'm not sure who you're talking about. Hey,
But no, it
that was
was, it
fun.
was obviously really fun to be in the studio. That was a lot of fun. It was a great trip.
We did. It was a good time. What did you think about the city? What little like you saw of it, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit smaller than I thought, but I know, like, obviously, between cities up there, up in Canada and a lot of cities here, I know the population isn't as much as it is here, so it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, it was a really cool city. You know, a lot of really nice hub too around the Bell Center, nice restaurants. There's a lot of things to do, so
Yeah,
yeah, it was really cool.
it's not what it used to be, but it's still still pretty good. Anyway, maybe next time spend a couple of days and get to see it a little bit
Oh
more.
yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next game. Thursday, the loss, which was the bad game of the week. I was really expecting better from that game. Anyways, it was in Detroit, and they lost 3-1. Detroit team without Dylan Larkin. But I mean, Alex DeBrincat took over that game. DeBrincat and JT Confer. JT, right? That's his first initials. For Detroit, I mean, it was all about them. Gibson was good, and the Habs just struggled to score. They had a lot of chances. It's not like they were bad in the game. It's just that they were not able to capitalize, and Detroit was. And DeBrincat was like unstoppable, basically. Too. He had 3 points. He was in on all the goals, and yeah. So it's a disappointment, that game, and they just you put it behind you and you move on, because that's all you can do in a tight division. You can't dwell on that last game. And did you see any of that game, Matt?
No, not really. Like I said, that game I was out. So
You were out. Okay, so let's move on to quickly talk about last night's game. Montreal, New York Islanders, back in Montreal. Patrick Roy, head coach of the Islanders, and they win in a game that it was in doubt for most of the game. That
yeah,
game was
most of
in
the game
doubt.
was pretty close, and then
Yeah, it
I
was.
want to say maybe end of the second, and certainly all the third period, the Habs really kind of blew it open.
Yeah, very end of the second is where I would say kind of the floodgates on Sorokin opened.
Yeah.
Even though like 45 seconds into the third, Islanders tie it up. But just like 2.5 minutes later, that was it. The Canadians took over that game. Third period, they dominated in the third.
Mm.
Like they dominated almost the whole period. The Islanders were on their heels, and yeah, there was little doubt in my mind once they got the go-ahead goal. I did not think that the Islanders could come back, because the way that Montreal was starting to dominate them there.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I thought, especially in that third, the Habs were really. I mean, they were skating faster. They're playing harder. Like, I think like Marty St. Louis said after the game. I think they really kind of felt that hunger going into the third, and we're just like, no, we're better than this. We can come out here and put this game to bed, and they did.
Yeah. I mean, they're the cardiac kids. They're also the comeback kids. And that's basically kind of what it was like, because I mean, it was 2-1 for the Islanders after one period, so they did have to come back in this game. They took over the lead, and Islanders tied it up, and that's where the cardiac kids come in, because it was in doubt. I mean, there's no way you could say, well, they're gonna come back and totally dominate this game. No, but they did, and just it doesn't really matter. Unless they're getting blown out of a game, right? If they're only down by a goal or two, or they're tied, they're not out of a game. Even though it looks like it, because there's been a few where I go, game over. And no, it wasn't, like that kind of thing. So they're so exciting to watch. And we saw, I guess, both sides of that, right? Where they were still kind of good, but they lost, which, frustratingly, they do too often that way. and then where they were totally dominant in a game that you wasn't sure, right? So yeah, we saw everything, and then the Boston game, it had to go right down to the wire, you know. So now, if I doubt we're going to see Boston in the playoffs, like if Boston makes it as the fourth, eh, unless something goes wrong for the two upper teams in Buffalo and Tampa, because they're going to get Buffalo, we're going to get Tampa. That's what it looks like right now. We're going to kind of get into that a little later, but it would be awesome if we managed to freaking meet Boston in the playoffs. I think this year might be a year where that would be a hell of a series. That would be a hell of a series. I'd be worried. I'd be worried if we had to play Boston right now.
That would be a hell of a series.
But it would be a hell of a series. Anyway, let's move on to our 3 stars of the week. For me, and I think for Matt too, maybe my honorable mention, his might be different, but the 3 stars are the same. And I didn't really look at the games, to be honest. I was just, these are mine from last night, and I think they fit for the whole week. Because the Detroit game, there's not really anybody in that game you could have said was a star. You know, not really. So in the Boston and the game last night, I mean, I very easily say 1, 2, 3. I'll go 3, 2, 1. 3, Suzuki, 4 assists last night. I don't know in the Boston game to add, but 4 assists right there. I had 2, Slafkovsky, 4 points, 2 and 2 last night, and 1, Caufield, 5 points last night. I wrote it down here: 2 goals, 3 assists. No, you idiot! It was 3 goals, 2 assists. He had the hat trick, and he got the winning goal in Boston. Yeah, my honorable mention is the one from last night. He actually got the 3rd star, but I felt Suzuki was ahead of him for that. But not far behind is Caden Gooley with a goal and 2 assists. He's been really good in 2 or 3 games, the last 2 or 3 games.
The game he played in Boston, the one I was at, was his best game of the season.
Yeah, he's elevated. He's elevated his game. Here's the question I'm going to ask that worries me. When he's playing like that, gets hurt.
I know.
I'm worried about that. But if he does not get hurt and he keeps playing like that, that's an asset. The way he's been.
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
Like that's the goalie we've been waiting to see consistently. We're not seeing it yet, but I mean that's the guy. If he can keep doing that.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it, right? I mean, last couple of years, like when he can play like that, that's what he can do. Right, but if he can, if he can play like that consistently
and not get hurt.
I mean, that now between Matheson, Dobson, Hudson, Gooley can get consistent. You got really 4.
That's your top
quality defenseman back there.
Your top 4 is quite solid.
Oh yeah.
You know, so and you know, at this time of year going into the playoffs, the right time. But I'm gonna say I'm worried about it. I'm knockwood, nothing happens, and he finishes the season, which he does after injuries. It's not like he, so I'm hoping that, the injury part of his season is done and he can play like that into the playoffs. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What an asset that is to add. Not that Gooley plays bad, but when you add the offense there, because he's been, pinching and like his offense has been there. Along with the defense, the last 3 games or so.
Well, the physicality too. Like Gooley doesn't try. I mean, he can really lay a body check in there, especially when he gets angry and he wants to. I've seen him blow up a few guys pretty good.
Yeah. It's just that kind of offense that we're seeing in the last few games. You don't see that consistently from him. But if he can do that the rest of the way, like he's stepping up like the other guys, and wow, that's going to be one of those. Bonus things that you can get out of your team going into the playoffs, where your team steps up a little bit and rises up. That's what that means. Guys like Gooley doing that. So he's my honorable mention. You could put other guys in there. Do you have a different honorable mention? I know you have what I have. Did you have them in the order I had them, by the way?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like I said, Cole's got to be number one without a
Yeah,
doubt.
without a
This
doubt.
has been the week of Cole
And
Caufield, for Christ's sake.
Slav
But
is
Slav has been
looking
fabulous.
confident and
Oh my god!
dominant. He's starting to be dominant.
Physically, I've everybody when he gets in the zone, he starts protecting the puck to wait for help. I haven't seen anybody have an easy time getting it off him.
Yeah.
Like when he gets his body between the puck and his defender, forget it. You're not getting the puck off him.
He is. I don't think he's at his ceiling yet, but Christ, he's getting close already, and he's only going to be 22.
Starting to shoot the biscuit more, and he finally realizing, oh hey, I can actually rip this thing.
Yeah,
I should probably shoot more instead of pass.
There's a lot of aspects of his game that have. Wow, he has really progressed. So Slav, yeah, he's starting to become dominant. Not every single game.
Really,
so don't come at me
again over a point a game again now.
Yeah,
for 2 straight seasons.
He passed 60, so he's over 60 points. So anybody who said, well, he hasn't hit 60 points yet, he did, and he's going to probably hit 70.
Oh yeah, I think Cole Caufield still has a good shot to hit point per game. I think Hudson's probably going to be somewhere around there too.
Yep.
And you could put Hudson as an honorable mention really any week.
You can anytime, any week you want to.
I also. Yeah, 100%. I would, if there was another guy, I think Alex Newhook has been awesome since he got back from injury. And I think, again, we started at the beginning of the year. Before he got hurt, he was on pace for a career year. And I think having him back, having him be healthy and again, add to that depth scoring, because his numbers have actually been really good since he came back.
Did he have one?
They've been good.
Did he have one against Boston, or he had one last night? I don't remember.
He had one last night, but he's been getting assists, quietly putting up assist numbers as well. And his defensive plays actually been pretty decent too. He's been really good to have back.
That was his 10th goal last night. That's not bad, considering the injury and how long he was out.
He's got somewhere, I think, around 20-something odd points in about 30 games.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so a team, and if we want to, maybe not so much this year. I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs, but going forward, this is a team that's going to be a lot of trouble in the playoffs because they got a lot of offense spread out. You can't really key on one line, at least in the next couple of years. That will be right now, depending on. Right, sometimes you can. The defense is really coming along.
That top line gets that fire under their ass, and they go off like they did last night.
They're a
Even
top five.
Man, they're one of the. They got to be one of the worst matchups that to play against. They're going off like that with how quick they move the puck.
They have previously been
off their stick. Cole Caufield's got one of the quickest releases in the game. That first goal he scored last night. It was in the net before Sorokin even had a chance to react to it. That's how quick it got off his blade.
Yeah. That's what I was saying about. I didn't say so much about Sorokin, but there were 2 goals, I think, last night on Fowler that he didn't see because, he didn't move because you could tell he didn't see it. He never moved. And the puck was in the net. And the Heineman shot, that's why I say no. I don't think any goalie stops that. He didn't move. The puck was in the net before he moved. I watched it in the replay. He barely moved an inch, a little bit. He moved that's all he could move before the puck was in the net. That's how fast that shot came in. So I don't know why I mentioned that. No, someone was saying, I think.
But no, that first goal Caufield scored when he made his turn. I got space, looked up, and I literally probably saw about as much space as he needed to fit a puck. One of his goals. Like that, and Sorokin barely got his shoulder up, and it was already behind him.
Yeah. The one over the shoulder.
Power, but his best asset is how quickly he can shoot that. How quickly he gets it off of his blade.
Oh, yeah.
Goaltenders can barely even react. They just got to hope that they're in the right position.
Yeah, exactly.
If he space, he's putting the puck there.
That one, I thought he banked off the goalie. I thought he banked that off Sorokin.
Over his shoulder.
No, there was a little hole like that over his shoulder. That's what he hit. Yeah. That's crazy. And the thing with that, some guys can do that. You see guys do it here and there. It happens. I have never seen anybody hit that spot that he hits as consistently as he does, as many times as he does.
Well, from that area too, like that's kind
Yeah,
of turning into his offense, that side of the net. Because he
yeah,
can go high, he can go low, like he can.
yeah.
He just needs like a little mouse hole of space, and he can put the puck there. It's crazy.
Literally, he needs like a puck size hole to like a 6-inch hole. Like if he
Yeah.
get a 6-inch hole over the goal, he can hit that rather consistently. Obviously, not every time,
Right,
but
but I
he
mean, now
does
that
it
he's
a lot.
dialed, like, oh my god.
He does that a lot. So that means like he. This is something I imagine he practices to hit in that little corner there. It's got to be a shot he practices,
Oh yeah.
because it's almost like it's grooved. The shot he takes to hit that corner, because I mean it's just a little spot. If he's going to hit that, it's pretty much the same on every goalie, right? They just can't cover that corner unless they put their head in there, and most guys aren't going to do that, right?
No.
And for him to be able to hit that so consistently, he's practiced that a lot, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I mean, the other thing I love that he does too on the goals where he'll kind of turn near the dots and then he'll one big push and he'll go in on the goal. He stick handles so quick. Like I don't know if you notice it because it's so quick, but he stick handles so quick. The goalies just don't move because they're mesmerized.
They
Like he
don't
scored
want to
against
part.
Boston that way. There was another goal that I saw he did that where he freezes them and just slips it 5-hole and they go,
Yeah,
oh shit, before they even realize it. Oh, it went in.
he either
It's
freezes them
crazy
or
how quick he can handle that thing too.
it's either he freezes them or they buy into that
Yeah.
the move, whatever it's. I don't know if I'm not good at pinpointing that, but he's got something that he sells.
But like you
Either
know what
the
I
net,
mean, right? When
there's
he goes in like
something.
that, it's like boom, boom,
Yeah,
it's in. Like it's
yeah.
crazy.
So you either they buy that even though they know it's coming, right? But I haven't faced him, and I haven't seen enough of those from that angle where you're looking at him to see what it is he does. But he's selling something, and they're buying.
I think it's honestly just again for me, rewatching those highlights. I think he's freezing because he's going 5-hole when he scores. I think he's his stick handling so quick. The goalies are just frozen. He's got such a quick shot. He just goes 5-hole and they go, oh
He doesn't
shit.
always go 5-hole. No, he can
Oh no,
score
sometimes he goes
from any
underneath the
spot.
arm, but I think
He
he freezes them more often than not because of how quick he can stick handle. They just don't know where he's going.
That too, but I'll disagree with you in this. I don't think he has something like that because that's something that it's in the book, and if somebody's consistently going in those spots, you can start to anticipate that. I think that one of the dangers for Caufield is he can hit anywhere, like he can shoot
Well, that's what
anywhere.
I mean,
You
right? Like
don't
when
know
you have
where
the
he's
goalie
going with it.
frozen, you basically take your pick and where
Yeah,
you're going to shoot.
you don't know where he's going, so it's hard to anticipate where that shot's going to go. That's the thing. It's one of the things about Caufield. Like he's got a wide variety of options for that he can take and hit, with consistency. So yeah, and he's only 24. Hasn't hit
That's
his
what I'm
prime
saying.
yet.
He's 24. He's 40 plus goals already. I mean, he's definitely hitting 50, if not this year, at some point in his career. Like he
Well,
has to. At the rate that he's scoring now.
Oh, at some point in his career, I think without a doubt. Whether he gets it this year, I think that's still in doubt. But I
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
like his odds.
7-13. But like I said, and
I
I
like
tweeted
his
him, I'm
odds.
like, I'm just so happy that he hit that 40 mark and get that monkey off your back. Like it's.
Yeah, well,
I think that's honestly kind of his floor. I think 38 to 45 goals.
Yeah, that's that. Listen, that's
floor
in
on
the
any
book.
given season.
He's got that in the books. Let him go for the other. I mean, I think 7-13. I think at 43 goals in 69 games, if I'm correct, that puts him at a pace of either 50 or 51 right now. So he's sitting right on the pace. If he can keep that up, he needs a couple more multi-goal games along with the singles. And he's got it. If he gets 2 more multi-goal games, and then he just needs 3 other games with a goal out of 13. I think that's doable. So I think it's doable. Is not in the bag though. He still has to obviously do it, and
Yeah.
that's a huge part of it. But definitely, it's doable from this season.
Oh,
I didn't think he'd
100%.
get there. Where you look at it and go, "That's really doable." I thought he'd challenge for it, but that's not doable. Challenging isn't to me doable necessarily. You know what I mean? But this time,
Well,
I
no,
think it's
I think
really doable.
challenging is hitting that 40 goal mark, right? Like
But
you can
this
hit
time,
the 40 goal mark,
yeah, and you can
especially with how
challenge.
many games are left. You're like, oh, no, like
Yeah.
he can conceivably hit that 50 mark. But
Oh, he's going to
yeah,
hit the 50 this year, in my opinion. Knockwood, I get it, but I think that's very doable for him right now.
oh yeah. I hope if he does, and he does it at home, and I put it in the group chat, I'm like, he literally would explode the
Oh,
Bell Center if he hits 50 at home.
oh my God, yeah.
You're gonna look outside, and there'll be a piece of it coming right at you.
Like
I mean,
seriously,
that'll blow the roof clean off.
no, seriously though, if he hits 50 at home, I hope he does. I hope that's where he gets it at home. But I mean, I'll take it anywhere. I don't care. It'd
No,
be great to see him
1,000%.
get 50. One of the few let's put it this way. One of the first of the draft picks that, because Suzuki wasn't a draft pick, but one of the first of the draft picks that is hitting his potential. One of the first. And now Slav is doing it too. And Hudson. I mean, we're getting these guys hitting their potentials. Where you could
Well,
say
to be
Caufield is
fair,
hitting it.
Caufield was a Bergevin pick, but it was really more of a Trevor Timmons pick. But yeah,
I don't care
but
who's
you're right.
picked.
I know what you mean.
I don't care whose pick he is. The thing is, before we had so many guys, they never hit their potentials, never really, right? But Caufield was one of the, let's say, the first, like the pick we got. A lot of guys are hitting it at the same time, but he was like the first pick, the earliest pick. So from Caufield on, these guys are hitting their potential, if not
Oh
all the
yeah.
way, but really getting close to their ceilings, and in some cases, I think beyond.
Oh
Right?
well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Caufield's there, Slav's pretty much right there. Lane Hudson's already one of the best defensemen in the league, and he's only been in the league 2 fucking years. Like,
Yeah, they're hitting their ceilings. Like you can look and go, yeah, Hudson will get to his ceiling. Caufield will get to his ceiling. I think Slav's going to get to his ceiling. I think Nick Suzuki has reached beyond his ceiling. Who had him as a potential 100-point? Me,
well,
you.
no, I think we
How many
both,
others did?
you and me, definitely did.
Yeah, how many others did though? To be like he's on pace for 101 points right now. Who would have given him that back then? To be a number one center and to be that kind of nobody. He's reached beyond his ceiling. So there's a guy that has hit his ceiling and said, "I'm going further." So
Yeah,
and bringing the other guys along with him that way.
and like for me, obviously the his first couple years, you never know, but like every year after that, and you can go and you can look at his numbers on like Hockey DB or wherever, Hockey Reference, like every year
He's increased.
he does at least 10 to 15 points better than the last season. It's consistent.
It's
Give or
always
take, obviously, there were 2 seasons he was about the same, but one was obviously the shortened season. But if you prorate it, like, you're right there. And he's that type of player every single year consistently. He's just gotten better at everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, what was it, 3? At least 3 years ago was really, I went, I think he is going to be a 100-point guy at some point. Like, he's just on that track.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's on pace for it. And he can go beyond that. I mean, if he keeps getting these multi-point games, I mean, here's a guy, once you get 25, 30 games from the end to the close to the playoffs, he lifts his game.
Oh, yeah.
He lifts his game, and being the captain and all that. I mean, what a great leader. What a great leader for these guys. Young, talented guys. You gotta even credit some of the fact that these guys are hitting their marks like that to Nick Suzuki's leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it, because what a great example to follow and to strive to be the
keeping
best,
everyone together too in the room. Like you gotta think too. You gotta credit a lot of that camaraderie and how close that room is because of Nick Suzuki.
Yeah, that part for sure. But I'm just saying the leadership, the guy,
Oh, yeah.
here's the guy, the captain of the team, all that, and he steps up his game and he says, just look at me, boys, and come on, let's go. Follow me, boys, like in the army. The sergeant would do
Yeah.
that, right? That's what he's like. I mean, and that has to inspire these guys to actually be their best. And I think it is a part of the success of all these guys that are hitting their marks.
Oh, yeah.
I you know what? I'm gonna dare say this, and people are gonna, but I think Nick Suzuki, when his career is said and done, we may be saying he is the greatest Montreal Canadiens captain of all time.
Yeah, it's certainly very possible. I mean, I think he's, and even in his young career now, I mean, I think
Showing
he's
signs.
probably I'd say a top 5 captain of all time already. I mean,
No, it'd be top 3. Beliveau, Koivu, Suzuki. I think Suzuki can be I don't know if he will, but I'm saying I think without a doubt you're going to mention him with those guys. But he may, when you look at everything, he may have what it
right.
takes to be said like he was the greatest.
But I'm just saying, like, right. I mean, right now, like you said, I mean, Beliveau, Koivu, and then you could argue between Suzuki and I think Weber, because I can't think of any other captain that I'd put in that echelon right now. Pat's ready, no.
Bob Gainey.
Gainey, yeah, so Gainey. All right, yeah.
Bob
So then
Gainey
Gainey,
over Weber,
but again, like those, I mean, those are your top 5. Like,
yeah, no,
Suzuki's already there at 26. I mean,
Suzuki will. I'll say this: if you're gonna have a Mount Rushmore, because that's 4, Suzuki is on Mount Rush. Will be on the Mount Rushmore of Habs captains at the end of his career. How's that?
yeah.
I don't want to downplay. I don't want to downplay Beliveau or Koivu or anybody get upset at that because I don't. I'm not saying that right now he is, but I said he has potential to do that. But he'll definitely be Mount Rushmore of Habs.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion. So I think we have. Yeah, I think that means we're gonna have some cups to win, and I think they will. Can't predict exactly when, but this strikes me as a team that will be a contender, a top cup contender, and will win a cup or more for sure. Knock wood, because I mean, there's a lot to that too. Injuries, all those things can derail that on a good season, but you know what I mean. And it's so much harder to do that now because there's so many more teams and all that. But they do seem like a team that will win multiple cups. I'm not saying 6 or 7, but I think they'll win 2 or more with this group.
Well, and I think too, going again, talking about Suzuki's leadership, like I got to figure out what his Ironman streak is because I don't think he's missed a game.
Oh, it's like 583. He has not missed a game.
It's incredible. Like it is so impressive.
He's second to Brent Burns. Brent Burns has like almost 1,000. Suzuki is closing in on 600. I saw it just the other day. That's why I know this is the number because I saw it.
I knew it was up
put it
there
up the other day. So can we switch on and off here for a few minutes?
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I just think that's just super impressive too.
Oh, yeah.
That's really impressive.
It is. And he said it's not like he's not been hurt. It's just nothing enough to keep him out of any games, He's not Superman. It's just, he hasn't been hurt enough to be held out of a game. So, and I don't think he has that ego too where if he has to miss a game, like he'll miss it. I don't think he's going, I'm going in no matter what, and then jeopardizing maybe the rest of his season. I think legitimately he's not been hurt enough to miss any time. Which is, I mean, if you're going to be an Iron Man, that's basically like, what's his name? I can't remember. The Leafs in Boston. What's his name? The hot dog guy there. Loves hot dogs.
Phil the Thrill?
Eh?
Phil
the Thrill. That's right. So who would have thought this guy would play 1,000 games without missing a game? Right? It's just sometimes it's genetics, it's luck, it's whatever. But
whatever it's in the hot dogs.
If he can do that, then I think a guy who misses that many or doesn't miss any games like that for that many games, it's just something they're not meant to be injured or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like I said, knock on wood. But I just something that I wanted to highlight too, because I think it's just again, just another thing that Nick Suzuki's has done. It's just so impressive. And
Yeah, it's
I mean, he's
impressive.
only 26. I mean,
And
it's just entering his prime.
he's a leader, doesn't miss games. It's another great leadership thing, right? Where no matter, even if he is hurting a little bit, he's still out there and he still gives everything he's got, and he'll still be good. The odd night when he's off, it's probably because he's got something that's nagging at him. We never really thought about it. There's games where he seems off. That's probably what it is. He's got something that's nagging at him and it's affecting the game a little bit, you know. But being the captain and one of the top players on the team, every other team would play that guy unless it's something serious enough to keep him out of a game. If it's not, he's playing. So it's not to keep his streak going.
Yeah, no,
I don't think.
I 100% agree.
All right, let's. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say? You were going to say something? I interrupted or not?
No, you good.
Okay, let's just switch gears for a few minutes. Everybody knows the goalie controversy, I guess. It's no longer a controversy at this point because it's done. It's going to be Dobish and Fowler the rest of the way, barring an injury. Knock wood, there's none. And Monty will not play. Monty, only if there's an injury will we see him as a backup. I don't because we're getting down to playoff time. When in the playoffs, it's going to be the one goalie more than likely. If one of the two kids get injured, anyways, Monty would be backup, I think, and we'd ride whoever else.
Oh yeah, Monty's not starting another. He may never start another game in Montreal.
He's probably not, and apparently the team's told him he knows it. And all that. So it's Dobish and Fowler going forward. It is the thing I said I didn't want to see, having two rookies going into the playoffs. But considering the situation, considering the way the two rookies are playing, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, how could you not be, right? I mean, like I've said, all they really need is 900, 905 goaltending. They're fine. And yeah. I mean, they haven't lost a game in regulation with 900 goaltending. They just haven't. So.
Right, you're right, because the last one
they're like 20.
No, wait a second. No, they did in the Detroit game. Dobish was 929. I was going to say,
I don't know what it was in the Detroit game, but still, like
20. It was 929. His save percentage was
1-3 or something when they have 900 plus.
They are actually they were 27-0-3, and now they're 27-1-3 when they get 900 plus goaltending. That's all they need is 900, and they don't lose. Well, they don't lose in regulation, and they lost one. But when it's 31 games, you only lost one in regulation. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's anything to worry about.
It's going to happen at some point too in the NHL. Like sometimes a team's going to win a game.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It just happens.
So I really like their chances with that. I going forward with the two rookies isn't optimal, but man, when you're a veteran, just can't stop a beach ball. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it seems like it, right? You can't trust that in. No, and they're in playoff hockey now, so it's playoff hockey now.
Oh yeah.
So you can't have that now because every point matters, and you can't lose a point because you put the wrong goalie in. That's horrible.
No, I mean, especially when you have an offense like the Habs offense that's putting up almost 4 goals a game. It's what, 3.7 something, maybe 3.8. Like it's up there.
March though, because I do this when I do my guess to score. They're down a little bit. They're just a little over 3, like 315, somewhere in that area.
But I think, but on the season in general, though.
Yeah, overall for the season, they're like 5th overall in offense.
Yeah, so when you're scoring that much, it's all you really need is 900, 905, because you got to think you're getting that. Well, you're probably winning games 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. Like you're scoring enough goals. But it's like with Monty, he just couldn't give you that. So, and those games were, 5-6-5, 7-5, whatever it may be. And you can't sustain that, right? Like you can't
No.
have an offense that's scoring that many goals, but you can't win games because your goaltender can't stop a beach ball.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're the Edmonton Oilers of the 80s.
Well, I mean,
you're not doing it.
When you have Connor McDavid on your team, you pretty much in every single game you play.
Okay, I wasn't really talking about that era. I was talking about an earlier era.
Oh,
the
the 80s when they had
Gretzky and Messier
Gretzky on the team, which I mean,
no, but literally back then that was their philosophy. We're just going to score more than the opposition. They didn't really care about defense. They only had one defenseman, Kevin Lowe, and other than that, no, it was up to Kevin Lowe and Grant Fuhr basically to stop. That was their defense. So, but they were able to outscore everybody. But I mean, how many teams?
When your top line's Jari Kurri, Mark Messier, and Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. How many teams are going to score like that? It's not a strategy to go by at all.
No.
But if you can score, like you said, if you can score that, you need that league average goaltending, which is like 902 or 9, something like that. You need that. That's it. And that's all you need. So, and they proved it when they get that, they win. So hopefully that's what happens in the playoffs, and we'll win more games than we lose.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. All right, last thing we're going to talk about before we predict for next week's games. The Atlantic Division race is as tight as it can be. Hang on, let's put us here. It's as tight as can be. I think here even no. Okay, so they go to Washington. I don't know if Washington really has a shot, but okay, we'll go that far. There's a lot of teams vying for a wild card, but there's also the teams that are in third place. In the Atlantic, that's us, and in the Metro, Pittsburgh in second, and Columbus in third. They're also right down there. The only comfortable teams are Carolina and Buffalo. They're the only comfortable teams. Everybody else, you have a bad streak of 3 losses in a row, and you're in trouble. Right? So it's like must-win games all the time for everybody. What do you think happens here?
I mean,
what do you
like
have?
You said, it's playoff hockey the rest of the season. I think points any way you can get them. Obviously we want regulation wins for tiebreaker purposes, but we don't want it to come to that. So we want points. We want wins any way we can get them. Whether it's getting a game you're not playing well, just get it to overtime. Because again, right, this Habs team, they get a game to overtime. Send the no out, win the draw, and now you have Lane Hudson, Nick Suzuki, and Cole Caufield out for 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah,
you're winning that most of the time.
Yeah.
So, again, it's just about just getting points any way you can, and just winning games and not going on a losing streak, right? Like, say you lose one game, all right, that's fine. Rattle off 2-3 wins, and you can't fall into a rut. This time of the season, you really can't afford to, and luckily. Pretty consistently, I'd say this season, the Canadians might lose a game or two, but they'll rattle off, 3 or 4 wins in a row.
And as long as they're not losing games more than a game or 2 in a row, you can't lose more than that. And even 2 in a row is hard at this point. Here's a question I have for you. So you see there the Islanders, Ottawa, Flyers, Capitals. They have a shot. Do you think now either of those 4 teams, any of one of those 4 teams, will be able to get in? And if so, which team or teams do you think might fall out?
So looking at it now, really the only team that I would say really has a decent shot would be the Islanders. And I only say that because of where the Metro is, those top 2 teams in the Metro. I mean, the Islanders are only a game out of third. Game and a half out of second. So I can see I could see them getting in there. And obviously, again, possibly the wild card. But, I think like Ottawa, like they're close to the Red Wings for a wild card spot. The problem is that's 3 points. Unless Detroit
Yeah, it's tough.
starts losing a lot again, that's sort of on that border where it can be kind of tough.
Yeah.
I think the Flyers, I mean, they need 4 to make a wild card. They need 5 to be in conversation for a top 3 spot in the Metro. I don't think that they'll be there for the Flyers. It'd have to be a wild card spot. But with the way the points are, even in the Atlantic, you're really talking about you're probably going to need to be about 86, 88 points. Can the Flyers get there? But they also need those teams in front of them to lose. And those teams are also playing their asses off every game to stay where they are. Again, that's that. For me, Philly and Washington, those are tough hills to climb.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make it. I think it's really between, Ottawa in a way, but more so really the Islanders, and then, the teams right above them: Boston, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and obviously Montreal is right there too. But I really think it's just the Islanders and up. I think, again, unless Ottawa really stays hot, it's kind of a tough hill to climb. I know they're really only 2 points back of the Islanders, but again, with the Islanders, it's how close the Metro really is right now. Because you got to think, even if the Islanders jump a team like Columbus or Pittsburgh, I mean, they're only going to fall to a wild card spot. So you got to hope those teams lose. It's tough for those teams behind the Islanders. For me, anyway, I think. And like Ottawa's going to have to make a wild card spot. I can't see them getting hot enough to get that third spot in the Atlantic.
Yeah,
I
5
think the third
points.
spot in the Atlantic really comes down to between Montreal and Boston. I do think Detroit's form now hasn't really been that good. Like, I know they beat us, but other than that, they haven't really been that good. So,
well, they're getting Larkin back though next week sometime.
yeah, I mean, that'll be a boost, but
Yeah.
Again, I think it really just kind of comes down to really who gets that third spot in the Atlantic, because I think after that it's really survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Because between the Islanders, the Jackets, and the Penguins, I mean, any of those 3 teams could end up fighting for one of those wild card spots. So
yeah, I kind of think
again, it's tough this time of year for again for those teams behind the Islanders. But for me, the Islanders would be the most likely team. Ottawa if they stay hot, but I think Philly and Washington are out. I really can't see a path to the playoffs for those teams without, again, any of the 2, 3, 4, like the 7 teams in front of them all have to drop multiple games in a row.
Yeah, too many points.
I can't. I know a lot of them play each other, but again,
well, that's actually a key.
That being probable.
No, but that could be how things change, right? There's a lot of interconference games, not too many outside the conference at this time of year. Okay, so for points, I wouldn't have Washington there because it's too many points in my opinion.
Right. That's the other thing with Washington. Yeah, I feel like that's what I mean, because
it's too many points. Yeah. Even though it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's too many. Even though it's the Metro, but I mean, look at what they've got to catch. They've got to catch 7 points.
Well, they need 6 to hit the wild card spot.
Yeah,
but again, right? Like, you got to hope all those teams in front of them drop multiple games in a row, and it's
with 12 games left for them, that's not happening. Philly has an outside chance, and that's based on maybe on difficulty of schedule. The teams ahead of them have a bit harder schedule or whatever, so it's still unlikely, and they have a lot of points to make up, so I don't think they're gonna anything. Ottawa is hot right now. I think they have an outside chance. The Islanders obviously just need, it's 2 points, it's nothing. It's a point from the wild card. So yeah, I think Detroit's in danger of falling out if Dylan Larkin doesn't give them that boost, because I just think it's Detroit that might fall out. Boston worries me. So Boston worries me for our division. But I kind of think that's how it's going to end up. Buffalo, Tampa, because I think Tampa, they're solidly in there. Montreal, Boston. On the other side, Carolina in there. Pittsburgh is in danger of falling out. They're just in danger of falling out. Crosby's back, but I still think they're in danger of falling out. Columbus, I think, is actually going to overtake Pittsburgh and stay there solidly in second. That's my prediction. And then it is, I don't know. Is it going to be 5 from the Atlantic or 4 and 4? Like, I don't know. There's a lot up in the air there. But I kind of think Patrick Waugh finds a way to get the Islanders into a wild card or into third, and Pittsburgh has the wild card. Or Pittsburgh falls out and Detroit keeps their spot. So there's a lot of options there, but that's how I'm looking at it. It didn't answer any questions, I know that. But
so I'm looking. I wanted to look at specifically Boston, their remaining schedule. Oh my goodness gracious! I think they have the hardest remaining schedule left.
Yeah, no, they do.
They could be in serious trouble.
That's why the strength of schedule is important here. We did the Flyer podcast earlier, and they were doing this, so we went over all the team schedule and all that. So strength of schedule could come into play. The good thing there is Montreal has the 9th worst, which isn't bad because the teams ahead of us, they have some harder schedules than we do.
Well,
but ours isn't easy. Ours isn't easy.
I'm looking at Boston's right now. I mean, they get Toronto Tuesday night at home. Then Boston should win that game. Everybody's beating Toronto. The next night at Buffalo, and the Bruins suck on the road. And you got to play Buffalo. Then Minnesota, then Columbus, and then Dallas.
Yeah, so
I mean that's ouch.
Ours isn't.
And then you got to go to Florida, go to Tampa, go to Philly, go to Carolina, and then home against Tampa, home against, and then at Columbus, and then finish it at home against New Jersey. I mean, Jesus.
Our next bunch of games not much easier. We got Carolina, Columbus, even go to Nashville. Nashville's in the wild card right now.
Yeah.
We got Carolina again, Tampa. Then we got the Rangers. Then it gets a little easier. Rangers, Devils twice. So, but in the next few games, it's difficult, and then they end with Tampa, Columbus, Islanders, and Flyers, which, depending how it works out, those could be very difficult games.
No, 100%.
But it's an easier.
Habs don't have the easiest, but I'm
it's
just looking
an easier
at that
road.
gauntlet that the Bruins have the next couple weeks.
No, definitely, we have an easier road.
And most of them being on the road, like the Bruins don't play well on the road. Like,
yeah, no, I get it. We do
now. If the Habs can at least get points.
Oh yeah, we play
tougher games. Like
we got a winning record.
Boston goes on a bad rut here. The Habs can really put themselves in a good spot. They can at least get a point. I kind of
think that might happen. That the Habs will win enough to stay ahead of Boston by a few points. I think the Habs are going to stay where they are, but it's not going to be like easy in any way. So I don't know. We'll see.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, I think Boston, just looking at that on paper, it definitely has the toughest schedule the rest of the way. I mean, that's a gauntlet, and most of those games are on the road. That's a gauntlet.
Yeah, I know it is. It's gonna be difficult. And take a look at the stuff at the merch store. All right, let's take a look at next week's games at this point. Yeah, we should be doing that. So next week, like I said, got Tuesday Carolina, Thursday Columbus, both at home. Saturday they go to Nashville to start I don't know if it's 3 or 4, but at least 3-game road trip. How do you see those games going? We'll start with Carolina. What do you think on Tuesday?
It's funny. I think Carolina is one of those teams that we kind of have their number a bit. Right? Am I wrong? Because I think we played pretty well against them this season. Lately, yeah.
Better, yeah.
So I mean, I could see them winning that game. And I think Carolina's in a spot where they're pretty much comfortably in. Granted, I mean they'll play that game hard, but they're comfortably in. So I think that's a game the Habs can take advantage of.
Yeah.
They should win that one. What's after that one?
Columbus.
That's going to be tough. That should be a barn burner of a hockey game.
Yeah.
I'm happy if they can get to overtime. They can get a point out of that game. I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Nashville.
Nashville, they should beat. I know they're in a wild card spot. It should be, again, a really good game. But I think on a talent level wise, I think we're a lot younger and a lot faster. Again, we should have an advantage there. So we should win that game too. I can see like a 2-0-1 maybe this week.
Yeah, if I'm correct though, it was beginning of the season, but didn't we play Nashville where we had to go to overtime to win 2-1?
Yeah, that was at the beginning of the season.
It was the beginning of the season when Nashville wasn't very good, and now they're much better. And now we're in Nashville. That game worries me a little bit. Anyway, Carolina.
Well, and Nashville, though, they're in a wild card spot. I think we're still 16 points ahead of them in general because I don't know if you looked at the
No, I know that.
West, but it's
we're a better team. We're a better team, but maybe it's like Nashville's the team this year we're not beating. Like, I don't know. I worry about that. But I'll get to that. We're in Carolina. Carolina's here Tuesday. They're going to ride the wave of that big win against the Islanders and beat Carolina. Maybe overtime, because this time of the year, man, it's hard to, but we're going to beat Carolina. Thursday, again, going to go to overtime, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say we'll beat them, but I'll be honest and say it's 50-50 in my opinion there. Columbus just they're hot.
No, I agree. And like I said, I think that's why that'll be a behind burner of a game.
Yeah. So
I can certainly see overtime. Like I said, I'm happy with a point out of that game.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I'd be happy there. Saturday at Nashville, I think it's the Habs have a lot more talent overall, and I think they need the points more than it's going to mean more to them. I just think that they're going to win there. So I think we're going to get maybe a 1-1. No, I think Carolina we're going to beat. So a 2-0-1. 2-0-1. That's what I'm going to go with. That's it. It's difficult this time, especially the teams we're playing. Like, it's hard to figure that out. But I think Nashville, I think we beat Nashville. Other than that, it could be 1-0-2. It could be 1-1-1. Like, I don't know. I can't decide. So there you go. I'm wishy-washy this week.
I think for me, if they can get 4, 5, or 6 points, I'm happy. Like, and I think going forward, like every 3-game stretch, I think you got to be looking at like bare minimum at least 4 points out of every 3-game stretch. I think that's fine. If they can do that, then I think they're in great shape.
Yeah, no, of course. You got to you got to win every 5-game segment. So officially, I'm going to go with a win in overtime against Carolina, a loss in overtime against Columbus, and a regulation win against Nashville.
Yeah, like that. I'm cool with that. I feel the same way.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go. All right. Well, that's it. I'll remind you guys to leave any comments you might have about anything we said here today. I hope you've done that already. But if you haven't, leave a comment. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you haven't done that. Or if you've been watching regularly and maybe you think you're subscribed, but you're not really, you can check. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to, that sounds like Midas Touch. Help us get to 4,100 is our next goal. So, and then that's it. We'll be back next week as we get even closer to the playoffs. And maybe by then we'll be able to say, oh, yeah, the Habs is looking comfortably in, because when we're back next week, we've only got 2 games left in March. So, like, we're getting to the end before the playoffs. So till then, anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, as always. You might want to hit that button there for join and take that membership. There's going to be a lot of members-only videos on this channel, much more than there will be other kind of videos. So check it out. If you hit the join button, It'll explain everything to you. It's just $1.99 a month. And
Especially if you want to
consider
keep
doing,
Rick and I in the same room.
yeah, and that's right. There's some videos there you can only get by doing that, and all my poetry will be there going forward. So consider that, and that's it. Thanks for being here. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, everyone, and go Habs, go Cole, go for 50. And that's it from us. We'll see you next week. Ciao, everybody.
Later, peeps.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.